Hello, this is a tarot card reading for you. You sent me an email and asked if I could do a reading for you, and that your question was in regards to a situation that you had going on for a year or so, and you want to know what the outcome is going to be. So let's dig into the tarot cards and see what we can see. To get started, what I'm going to do is shuffle the deck, cut it and shuffle it 3 times. While I'm doing this, I'm thinking about what the outcome will be of the situation that you've been dealing with for the last year or so. Now, I don't know what the situation is. So what I'll be coming up here with is a theme leading up to the outcome of whatever your situation is. A direction that it's going in, I should say. Okay, that's 2. Okay. We've got 3. Here. I want to throw in another cut here. Okay. Now, I want to lay out a spread that's called the Celtic Cross. And what that does is give us 10 cards to work with. And I'll probably top it off with 3 more after I go through those 10. And it culminates in basically saying what the outcome is. Okay, now, so the outcome in your case, because it could be that you're into a health situation that you've been dealing with. It could be a financial situation, a love situation, a business situation. I have no way of knowing that. So the first card I'm going to lay out here represents your current circumstances. Now, after I lay out the cards, I'm going to come back and discuss each card and what it means in the position that it is in. Now, so here we have your current circumstances, and here's the cross of that card. And this card represents what is crossing or complementing you. Okay, then we go on to number 3. Card 3, the best you can expect at present. Number 4 is the hidden factors around you. Number 5 is past events influencing the present. Number 6, your next move. And we have number 7, represents how you see yourself, what you can do. And we have number 8, your environment. Number 9, hopes and fears. Number 10, the outcome. Now, when I get to the outcome, I'll lay down 3 more cards to say, what can you do? And we'll discuss those at that time. So we'll get started here. Yeah, I've got my trusty pendulum off to the side here as well. So we're going to work with card number 1 first. So I'll move this one off a little bit here. Card number 1 is Temperance. The Temperance card represents balance, moderation, alchemy, equilibrium, adjustments. Temperance shows an angelic figure, neither male nor female. The angel has 1 foot in the water and 1 on the ground, showing us that we need to stay active but remain grounded and practical. While one might have an extravagant imagination with many ideas, it is important to have a purpose and transfer our imagination into reality. Now, this is in your current situation. So it sounds to me like you're rather balanced. You've got your imagination. You can keep yourself in a practical state. So this is what you should be doing in your current situation, okay? Temperance. And that's a pretty good card there. Now, let's look at card number 2, which represents what is crossing or complementing you? And that card, we're using the card, the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords represents grief, severing ties, sorrow, heartache, loss, quarrels, hurt feelings. The three is a sign of heartbreak or grief. It is important to remember that it is temporary and a normal part of life. So this is what we have. What is crossing or complementing you? So here we're being told that there's some grief in your life, and that's what you're facing. On the bright side, it's temporary. It's a temporary thing. Now, let's move on to card number 3. And the card we're looking at here is for the best you can expect at present. And this is the King of Pentacles. So let's see what the King of Pentacles can do for you. Let's talk about that. The King of Pentacles represents masculine, financially stable, content, educated, conservative. The king is a symbol of great success and wealth. He uses financial wisdom to also create wealth for others. So this is a very positive card as well. Money. You should be setting good with this. At least that's the best that you can expect at present. It may not be right now, but present is a moving thing. So think about that. Financially set, so much so that you can help others. So that's a good positive thing right now for you, the best you can expect at present. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at card number 4. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Now the Pentacles are also called coins, so it represents money. So the Ten of Pentacles, in this case, it covers the hidden factors around you. The Ten of Pentacles represents legacy, wealth, family, money, inheritance, traditions, retirement. The 10 symbolizes a successful completion of a journey. The accumulated wealth can be enjoyed by the entire family. Okay, so the hidden factors around you is that things are going well financially, and so much so that you can celebrate with your family, help to take better care of them. And that's supposed to be a hidden factor, right? So it might be something you're not aware of now, but my guess is you probably are. And we have the King of Pentacles up here stating all good things about finances as well. So now let's look at card number 5. And card number 5 is going to push us in the direction of past events influencing your present. And that card is the Empress. The Empress represents fertility, Mother Earth, growth, nurture, abundance, harvest, lover. The Empress represents beauty, nurturing, and abundance. She is calm and content in her life. The Empress indicates the need to relax and allow things to happen. The Empress encourages connecting with one's more feminine traits and create beauty. Artistic expression and connecting with nature are representative of this card. Now, with the Empress, it's in the position of past events influencing the present. So, something in your past apparently has had to do with perhaps artistic expression, connecting with nature, that sort of thing. And that is what has caused you to result here. Now, when the card talks about feminine traits, what's being talked about here is that all men have feminine traits, all women have masculine traits. Men have more testosterone, but they have some estrogen. Women have more estrogen, but they have some testosterone. So, of what you have in the female traits, in the past, they have probably come up and affected what's going on now. So that's something to think about as well. Okay, let's go over to card number 6. In 6, we're going to talk about your next move. The next move is represented by the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands represents acceleration, reaching goals, action, movement, travel, excitement. The 8 signifies steady and positive growth after struggling with the 7. Now, the 7 of Wands was when you had to compete. Competition was inevitable for you, and it represented a lot of struggle to maintain your position. But now that you've got the 8 card here, it indicates renewal, energy, and drive. So, your next move. That's a very good, forceful, forward, positive move indicated by this card in this position. Now, things do not look bad here. Let's go on to card 7. 7 represents how you see yourself, what you can do. Now remember, this is through the eyes of the tarot, which cards are picked through my higher consciousness, by the higher consciousness using my ideomotor reflexes. In other words, the little nerves and muscles in my hands. When I draw cards and shuffle and all that, it's guided by that. So these cards are telling you what they feel, how you see yourself, what you can do. Remember, there's a theme here, a direction that we're headed in by the total reading. The 7 of Swords represents stealth, theft, betrayal, tragedy, bad luck, espionage, obstacle. The 7 depicts betrayal and deception. Be cautious of deceit from others as well as utilizing it for one's own gain. So according to this card, you see yourself as possibly being affected by the deceit of others, or possibly that you have deceived or done something dishonest, or that you look down upon yourself because of whatever that might be. So it's a two-way street here. It could be what others have done to you. It could be what you have done to yourself. Because remember, the card represents how you see yourself and what you can do. So let's move on. Let's see what card number 8 has. And this card right here is in the position of your environment. So here's your environment. The 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups represents fulfillment, happiness, prosperity, fortunate, healthy, gain, abundance. The 9 indicates satisfaction and appreciation and emotional and material accomplishments. So this is the environment that you are in. It's your environment. And again, these are pretty positive things. The only thing we have here that's not really positive would be the second card, where we talked about something that's crossing you, and card number 7, how you see yourself. All right, but all the other cards are quite positive. So, you know, but you say you have a situation you're going through, and so apparently I would guess there's something negative involved in that situation, or you wouldn't have contacted me. On the other hand, it could be something positive, and you just want to know, hey, you know, what's the outcome going to be of this positive situation? So I'm not sure how that would go because I don't have that information. Let's look at card number 9. This card is in the position of hopes and fears. Hopes and fears is brought to you by the 4 of Pentacles. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles represents wealth, security, financial gain, power, greed, monetary hoarding. The 4 is a sign of conservation. It indicates substantial material possession and may reveal protective tendencies. So think about this card for a moment in that hopes and fears. Now, perhaps you are in fear of losing your money because it looks like there's good finances here. Because if you're hoarding, hanging on, and overly protective of something, then you probably have some fears. It could be that you're in hopes of more money, but my guess is you're in fear of losing what you have. And that can be a negative thing because it may cause you to do things that aren't really to your best interest. Now, let's look at the 10th card, which represents outcome. Outcome. Now, for your outcome, you want to know what the outcome is going to be for you when this situation that you've been in for a year or so ends. Okay? So, what we have here is the 6 of Cups. Cups. Okay? More cups. The 6 of Cups represents nostalgia, inheritance, memories, family reunion, travel, reminiscing. The 6 represents nostalgia and a longing for a familiar and happy past. It encourages using memories to affect the present. Okay, so according to this, what your situation is going to come out to be is that you're going to have time to reflect back on good times with memory and so with family and so forth, reminiscing about that, remembering it. So it's a good positive thing, but it doesn't really tell you exactly what the outcome will be, but it sounds to me like it will be something positive, but it will put you in a place where you'll want to reflect back on the good things. Okay, and that doesn't mean that the current things will be bad. It's a time for you to reflect back on the good things. Okay, now what I'm going to do is lay out 3 more cards to magnify this card. And I will do that by shuffling the deck. Get a little shuffling in here. Okay. So shuffle a little bit here, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Now what I'm going to do is lay out 3 more cards. Okay, so we're going to go right off the top of the deck. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what this is going to do is bring you into more of what shall I do kind of a situation, right? Now, we've got 3 cards. This card represents what you should say no to. This card represents the situation. And this card represents what to say yes to. Okay, so let's take a look at the 7 of Wands in regards to what you should say no to. The 7 of Wands represents courage, defense, holding firm, valor, advantage, determination. With the public success of the 6, competition is inevitable. This card represents the struggle to maintain a position. Now, the 6 card, which comes before the 7, of course, is a card that signifies success in the recognition of it. It urges being open to receiving praise. So then when we move into the 7 card, like we have here, we're representing a struggle to maintain your position. So something in the recent past you were rewarded with, now it's saying you need to fight to hold it. And perhaps it would be better for you to say no to that fighting. Okay? And like I said, I don't know what your situation is, but that's how the cards read. Now, let's look over here at the Ace of Swords. Now, the Ace of Swords is representing the situation. The Ace of Swords represents breakthrough, triumph, determination, critical analysis, purpose. The A signifies a breakthrough or new way of thinking. It is a great time to start a new project. So here we're saying no to continue to fight over basically what you were praised for in the past. Here we're talking about the outcome of something good, right? A positive thing coming your way. It's what it represents. Now that's in the position of the situation, right? The situation that you're looking for the outcome of. And let's go over here to the final card, which represents what to say yes to. Now this card is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups represents boredom, unmotivated, restless, solitude, unenthusiastic, bored, lacking. The Four is a sign of introspection and reevaluation. It often accompanies someone who is unmotivated or apathetic and in need of adjustment. Okay, so with all this going on, what you need to say yes to is the adjustment I just mentioned. The adjustment. That's going to come through the positivity you receive through this card. The success, the goodness, right? So I would say your final outcome is a positive thing, and it's going to be positive and something that you're going to have to adjust to. So if you don't, it's going to something, I take it that it would overwhelm you. You'd get very bored with it and such. So just be ready for the adjustment. But according to the reading here, it'll be an adjustment towards something positive. So that's the reading I have for you. Now let's top it off with a double check with the pendulum. Okay, now show me yes. Okay, there we have a nice positive yes, and that's how my higher consciousness will inform me of a yes answer. A counterclockwise circle. Show me no. Okay, and we have a clockwise circle for no. And here's the question. Has this reading been given for the best of for the best of? Okay, we have a nice big yes. All right, so that indicates a good reading. Now this looked like she was going to go to a no at first and changed. So there's some thought there. There was some hesitation, but it ultimately, we got a yes out of this. Okay, and let's double check it. A double check. Let's make sure we're really communicating with the pendulum here. Has this tarot card reading for been given for his best? Okay, and there we go. We did a triple check. And yes, it has been. All right, I wish you all the luck in the world. Thank you for contacting me. Please do so again. And I ask that you send me a little note on a critique of the reading, how it affected you, what you thought of it. So that's the end of this reading.